Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of Football Manager 2021 Into the Future. Now in this episode we're going 60 years ahead of 2020. So the year, as you can see, is 2080. So with that being said, if you could please leave a like and comment and also subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with this series, that'd be greatly appreciated. And also I am planning on starting a series of managing the team. So if you've got any ideas, please leave them in the comment section below. So let's go start in England. I've also added a patch now, so as long as it works. I've got badges. Yeah, look, Arsenal, Villa, Blackburn. They all should be there. Apparently United though. The database I downloaded it from. Apparently there's licensing issues with Manchester United, so you can't actually have that as a badge. But you can have their kits, which is strange, but anyway. So let's have a look at the past winners from the last 20 years, so 2060 to 2080. Let's have a look. So from 2060 we can see bitch and normal culprits: United, Chelsea, Liverpool, and then United had a little spell there of dominating for quite some time. Chelsea separated that, and then United are now back on top. Any noticeable teams that have been around in the runners-up? So Watford finished second in the 79-80 season. Derby second to Chelsea. I mean, Derby have had a bit of success in the years below. There we go again, look, Derby. Okie dokie, so that's the English League. So now we're going to have a look at the FA Cup. English FA Cup. So the current holders, currently Chelsea, as we can see there. If we go back 20 years to 2060, so we can see Liverpool, Chelsea, Watford, they've had a cup win. West Brom, nice little cup win for themselves. Derby again, you know, they'd won it in 59-60, now they won it again in 70 and 53, and again in 75. So Derby, they're starting to make a nuisance of themselves, upsetting the big boys. Or maybe they are a big boy now. Maybe that's the case. Runners up, is there any teams out of the blue? Bournemouth managed to reach the final in 76-77. Watford again, floating around. Southampton, we're going a bit beyond, so we've actually already covered that. But that's the English FA Cup. Let's move on to the Carabao Cup, as I like to call it. But it's the Carabao Cup. So we can see Derby are at it again. Now they're the current holders of the Carabao Cup. If we have a quick flick from 60, so we've got Liverpool, Arsenal, Derby again, Watford, Derby, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, United's, and Man City. So again, quite the normal range of teams you expect to be winning trophies. A little mention there for Norwich in the 69-70 season. They became runners up. Delia Smith would be happy, although she's probably not around, being in 2070. Excellent. So with that being said, we're going to move on to Spain. So we're going to check out the Liga. So as I've said in the previous episode, we've only got the English database running, so I'm only going to check the other leagues. I'm not going to be checking their cups, just the La Liga, the French League, Uber Eats League, Bundesliga, Serie A, and then Champions League and Europa League, and a few more competitions after that. Okay, so straight on to the past winners section already. So Barcelona are the current holders. So we had a spell before in episode 2, I think it was just Barca and Real Madrid won every league title, as we can see here. But it looks as if the moment we stopped the episode, in the start of this episode, they've actually, the duck's been broken. Atletico Madrid have broken it and won the title in 2060-61. Then it was back to normal with Barcelona and Real Madrid, and then Madrid separated them again, and then Valencia in 2017-71. They've managed to get themselves a league title, and then as we progress up throughout the years, we can see normality's kind of been resumed with another little addition of Atletico Madrid. So now we're going to have a look at the French League. Now last time we was here, Paris had won it every single year, I think, from like the year 2013 or something like that. So let's check out their league. Right. Look, as you can see here, Paris. So, sorry, it's 2016-17 when Monaco won it in real life. Look, Paris, all the way through the 40s, through the 50s, and eventually Olympique Lyon managed to get themselves a title and break the pattern of Paris winning that many consecutive titles. I wouldn't want to count, to be honest. There's a lot. But we can see roughly how many titles they won. And then, as Lyon won that, it's been back to normal for Paris. They've just dominated once more. You know, Monaco, Lyon, Lille, Marseille, Nice, the usual candidates getting runners-up. They must be quite frustrated. But we, like I said in the last episode, we know Paris have a lot of money. Next up, we're going to check out the German league. So, the Bundesliga. So, if we pop back to the 2060 season, we can see that Bayern Munich have won it for the last 20 years. Well, more than that, 25 years in a row. There's been no gap at all from another team breaking that. So we've had Leverkusen runners up, RB Leipzig, Dortmund, Frankfurt, Schalke, Wolfsburg. None of them can beat the machine that is Bayern Munich right now. They're simply running away with the German league. Let's have a quick look at their team, just out of curiosity. They're managed by Federico Latorre, if I'm pronouncing that right. He's a 59-year-old Argentine with 78 caps. Their most expensive player would happen to be Luciano, who is a Brazilian defensive midfielder rated at 65 million. Let's have a quick look at him. Yeah, just a quick vision of the graph and the attributes. We can pretty much see why he's rated so highly. Right, now we're going to pop over to the Italian league. As we left episode 2, there was 4 different teams that won the league. So I can tell you who they are once we get there. So we left it here. So yeah, it went Roma, Inter, Lazio, Napoli. Then as we start episode 3 from 2060-61 and etc., we can see Napoli had won it a few times in a row. Lazio, Juventus, Inter, Napoli. So now it looks like there's been a turn in the power with Napoli. They look to be the dominant force in Italy right now, because there was a spell in episode 1 where Inter Milan was pretty much winning back-to-back titles, as we can see here. Right here, look. But now we're seeing the side of Naples lifting the trophy over and over again, and the teams that are runners up, Lazio, great team, but you'd expect Juventus, Inter Milan or AC Milan to at least be challenging, but they have been, but not for 7 years. And AC Milan much further down. So it's quite interesting to see where AC Milan, look, I can't even see them in the 3rd place spot, so they must be struggling. Let's have a quick look. They haven't, no, that's not right. I thought that was the manager, but that's their captain. But so their manager left at the start of June, Zlatko Kopic. So I think, as we speak, they're managerless. 3rd place in the 40s. A few Italian Cup wins in the 40s. But not the powerhouse as we expect them to be. Yeah, as we can see, like, they're interviewing candidates now. Jesus Kojadinovic. I hope I said that right. Who knows? Yeah, so that's what's happening in Serie A. So next up, we normally go to Europe. So the Champions League is not called the Champions League; it's called the European Championship, I believe. So we're gonna have a look for that. European Champions Cup. There we go. So, as we can see, the current winners, Barcelona. And if we go back to the 2060 season, Barcelona were the last team to win it in that episode. Well, no, sorry, it would have been C, because that's the start of episode 3. So we can see there's been a variety of winners from Barcelona, City, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, United, Liverpool, Paris, and then Napoli. They put their name in the hat. They've won themselves a Champions League. And, wow, look at that. Derby County. They managed to win it back-to-back. I mean, yeah, Bayern Munich won it back-to-back. That's great, but it's Bayern Munich. This is Derby County. And they beat Real Madrid and Barcelona in Kiev and Istanbul. And then stayed in England. Chelsea went on to win it the following year. And then Munich, Paris, and then I thought Derby's was impressive. Napoli have won it 3 times in a row. And they beat Chelsea twice and Barcelona. And then, like we said, the current champions are, of course, Barcelona, who beat Ajax at the Nou Camp. It's a bit unfair advantage, but I guess if that was the venue, can't be helped. Next up, we're going to view the Euro Cup, basically the Europa League, see who have been the past winners in this one. So skip down. So start of episode 3 would have been Valencia with a nice back-to-back trophy haul. They beat Inter, Real San Sebastian, which I've said in the previous episodes is Real Sociedad. Arsenal, Rapid Vienna. Nice little European win for them. Paris beat Derby. West Brom, that's quite impressive. Don't expect to see West Brom winning European titles. Madrid, United. West Brom again beat Sevilla. Valencia, Man United, Napoli, Leipzig, Zenit St. Petersburg, Watford. There we go. We saw those doing quite well in England. And then the last 5 have been Inter, Madrid, Tottenham, Bayern Munich and Roma, which are teams you expect to be winning. So with that being said, now we're going to go and look at the World Cup. So the next World Cup is in 2 years, so we won't see that until the next episode 4. But we can see that France are the current holders. They won in China. So let's have a look at the past winners from 2060. So England, they beat Ireland. Wow, Ireland got there. They beat Ireland in Mexico in 62. Brazil then beat Italy in 66 in Italy. Must be heartbreaking for them. And then England beat Argentina in the 2070 World Cup in Japan. And then France have won back-to-back World Cups, one against England in USA, and then the latest one against Brazil in Russia. And now we're going to have a look at the European Championship, which is the international tournament, not like the Champions League. There it is, European Football Championship. So, check out the past winners. So from the 2060, France beat Ireland in Spain. Then England, back-to-back winners. One beating Portugal, another time beating France in England and Holland, Belgium respectively. Then we saw Italy take on Germany, who beat Germany in their home country. And then, wow, Northern Ireland beat England in Ukraine/Poland. So that was 4 years ago. So there's bound to be a winner. Surely, I think the competition's just in the middle of itself at the moment. So in the next episode, we'll find out who won the 2080 International Championship. So what we're going to look at now is the world's most expensive players. In episode 1, it was an Arsenal player. In episode 2, it was an Arsenal player. Can they make it 3 times? Let's have a look. 3rd time lucky, is it? So I'm going to hit value. That brings it down to the lowest. And then we'll hit it once more, which then shows you all the most expensive players based on the filter of the value. So highest to lowest. Here we go. So the highest valued player in the world is Filip Jakovic, who plays for Man United. He's a 29-year-old Croatian valued at 84 million. Let's have a quick look at him. Yeah, that's some pretty good stats. Look, finishing 19, Even heading, 18. Long shots, 16. Great off the ball, 20. Agility, 19. So he looks like a top-notch player. He's got 135 caps and he's only 29. And then the second most expensive player is Destiny Okonkwo, who plays for Liverpool. He is a 24-year-old from the Netherlands, also rated at 84 million. As we can see here, stats are pretty good. Agility 20. He plays up front. Finishing 17. First touch 16. Pretty good all-round player. And in third place is another Manchester United player. This one is Steve Mitchell, who's a 28-year-old Englishman who's valued at 80 million, and he plays centre mid. Just looking at those stats, kind of reminds me of like a Scholes. Vision 20, passing 19, tackling 11. Yeah, kind of Scholesy like. Probably Scholes was a bit lower than that. No offence, Scholesy. But if we all know Paul Scholes, then we know what his tackling was like. The rest of his abilities were pretty good, but his tackling was sometimes questionable. Okie dokie. So, and then we can see that makes the top 3 of the most expensive players in the world. So that just about wraps up this episode. We've gone through the leagues, the international tournaments and the European Championships, and found out who the most expensive player is in the year 2080. So I'd like to thank you if you stuck around this long and continue to watch. Please leave a comment below if you'd like to hear anything or like to see anything about this database that I can click on and show you for the next episode. But other than that, once again, I'd like to thank you and take care. Goodbye.